Good morning, guys, and happy Friday. Thanks for tuning into our reading lesson for today. Today, we're going to continue talking about nonfiction text features, and we're going to be doing a little bit of a scavenger hunt, looking for nonfiction text features in a story that I read. So before we begin, I want you to take a moment, and you can pause this video, and I want you to make sure that you have a piece of paper and a pencil beside you. You will need those for the activity today. All right, now that you have your piece of paper and your pencil, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to start with a vocabulary video. It's been a while since we watched a vocabulary, so I'm excited to get back to it. And this one is about nonfiction text features. All right, here we go.
Leo here just found out he has to do a report on sloths. He checks out a nonfiction book. The title is All About Sloths. This is a little bit different from the fiction books that he's been reading. It's got all these text features. Those are the things that draw his eye to important information and help him understand all the interesting facts. Leo's gonna use those text features to find his way around the text. Yo, Leo opens the book. It looks like nonsense till he looks in the front for the table of contents. It's nothing like the table in his kitchen. It lists big topics with a short description. Leo sees chapter 2 is called Sloth Habitat. He starts on page 15. He flips to that at the top of the page. Just as expected, it says Sloth Habitat in very big letters. That's called a heading. It helps him figure out what the section of the book is all about. There are subheadings too. The chapter's divided by smaller headings like trees and climbing. Leo sees a picture that makes him laugh. A sloth hanging from a branch, that's a photograph. It was taken with a camera, put in the book to show us how a sloth really looks. Underneath the photo, there's a quick description. That's a caption. It tells you what's in the picture. Leo starts to wonder, what's a sloth diet? There's a text feature that'll help him find it. It's called the index. All topics of importance are listed in the back in ABC order. Leo spots diet, that was easy to find. It's on pages 7 through 9.
Feeling lost in the book that's nonfiction. Text features will point you in the right direction. The captain has a compass, the pilot has a map. You can use text features to find facts. Feeling lost in the book that's nonfiction. Text features will point you in the right direction. The captain has a compass, the pilot has a map. You can use text features to find facts.
Leo keeps reading. It's making him think. He sees that some species of sloths are extinct. Extinct is bold. What's up with that word? It's bold because it's something new to learn. It could be italicized or underlined. Want to know what it means? It's easy to find. In the back of the book, there's something called a glossary, where new words are defined properly. It's an ABC order. Leo looks through the list. He sees extinct means it no longer exists. Now he's flipping through the pages. Hang on, man. He spots a cool image called a diagram. That's a picture that shows different parts of something. So Leo knows how it works, how it functions. There are labels that point out different parts, like stomach, lungs, and his loving heart. This table compares sloths to giraffes. We can also compare with a chart or a graph. These are visual ways of organizing data. So long, sloth. We'll see you later. Peace out. I said we'll see you later. I forgot how slow these guys are.
All right, I love that video. It was a great way to kind of go over and review all of the nonfiction text features that we've learned. We even talked about a couple we haven't talked about, like tables and graphs, but you guys should be familiar with what those are. We're going to continue, and I'm going to share my anchor chart with you that we did together yesterday. The anchor chart has all of the nonfiction text features that we have talked about so far. So here's where you come into play. Your job right now is to make sure that you copy down our anchor chart that is in front of you on the screen. You are going to write this on the sheet of paper that I asked you to get earlier, and just make sure you have enough room beside each of the words. We're going to be putting check marks as we read today, doing our scavenger hunt. So take a moment, pause the video, write down all of the nonfiction text features that you see on the screen, and then when you're ready, you can press play, and we'll continue with our scavenger hunt. All right, now that you have all of your nonfiction text features written down, we're going to get into our book today. Now, your job as I read this story today is to make sure that you are searching for the nonfiction text features. If you see a nonfiction text feature that's on the list in front of you, you're going to put a check mark beside it on the list that you created. So let's say that we're reading along and you see a photo. You can put a check mark beside photo. If you see another photo, you can put another check mark beside photo. So anything that you notice in our book that we're about to read that is a nonfiction text feature should be checked off on your list. And there can be multiple checks beside each one of these words. All right, here we go. We're going to be using Epic today to read, and the story is called Ecosystems. It talks about ecosystems on our planet and gives us lots of information about them. So this is the inside of the first page. And if you notice, I see a couple of text features already, so you can go ahead and check those off your list. All right, I'm going to begin reading. I'm not going to read this entire book because it will take a long time to get through the whole thing, but I will read the first little part of it and then we'll flip through the rest together so you can still do your scavenger hunt and find the nonfiction text features. So let's begin. Earth, the life planet. That sounds like a text feature to me. People have been all over Earth. They have been in every type of condition. Something that's really interesting is you can click on these words here.
Condition.
And it will read the word out loud to you in Epic and give you the definition of them. Only if they're a special kind of word. Maybe another nonfiction text feature. They have seen every type of land. They have been in fierce heat. They have been in raging storms. They have seen land that is soggy. They have seen land that is bone dry. Every place they go, people find one thing: life. Earth is filled with life. In fact, it is the only planet we know that has life on it. Guys, take a look at this page and see if there are any other nonfiction text features that you notice and check them off your list before we continue. If at any point you feel like I'm going too fast, you're welcome to pause the video and then you can do your checklist as you're looking at the screen. So feel free to do that at any time if you need to take a moment to yourself to kind of gather your thoughts. All right, let's continue. People study Earth and all it holds. We study the land, water, and air. We have learned plants and animals are alive. We know they use both living and non-living things to survive. Models help us see how things work. One kind of model is a hierarchy. It ranks groups of things together. In nature, it ranks from smallest to largest. Make sure you're writing down or checking off any of the text features that you're noticing, guys. What groups are in the hierarchy of life? An organism is a single living thing. It is part of a population. That is a group of other things like itself. A population is part of a community. That is all the population in an area. Communities and non-living things in an area make an ecosystem. All right, this is where I'm going to stop reading and I'm just going to let you observe. If you notice any nonfiction text features as we flip through the story, please make sure to check them off on your scavenger hunt checklist. I'm noticing a lot of text features on this page. Wow, I notice a nonfiction text feature on this page that we haven't seen yet. It starts with a D. Okay, I'm noticing lots of other nonfiction text features here. There's some really interesting pictures here. I'm seeing some more nonfiction text features here. Ooh, I'm seeing some good ones on this page. I like this page. It reminds me of when I was in Florida visiting those alligators. Okay, here's some other nonfiction text features you might be familiar with. And here's some more on this page. So I wanted to explain this page before we continue. This page is a little bit different than the other ones that we've seen. And what's different about it is this includes an experiment that you can do at home to learn more about ecosystems. Now, because it is explaining an experiment, we have a diagram right in front of us. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that one. Under where it says what to do, it's a nice diagram that shows you how to complete the experiment. We know that a diagram gives readers a visual explanation of how to do something or how something is done, and that's what this is in front of us. You can go ahead and check diagram off of your list. All right, these are the last 2 pages, so take a moment and check off any other nonfiction text features that you haven't already and that you notice on this page. All right, nicely done. Let's go back to our anchor chart and we're going to review together what you noticed during this read aloud. So out of the nonfiction text features, we found almost all of them in the story that we just read. We did not find a map in the book. There were no maps during this time, but we did see lots of photographs, lots of drawings. I want you to think to yourself, why is it important to have photographs or drawings in a nonfiction book? I think it's really important because when you have a photograph or a drawing, it helps the reader to better understand what they are reading. Someone in our earlier lesson said that it also helps to entertain, and I agree with that as well. Nonfiction books would be quite boring if we didn't have the pictures and the visual elements that kind of make us excited about reading. All right, a glossary. Did you see a glossary as we were reading? I did. I noticed that we had a glossary in the back of the book, and if you go back, you can actually see that right here. The glossary is kind of like a miniature dictionary, and the reason we have a glossary is it helps us to define the words that we're not familiar with that the author wanted to point out to us. Italics, bold, and colorful words. Did you see any of those as we were reading? I saw a lot. I saw a lot of bold words. There were a few colored words and a couple italic words, but mostly bold words. And what was really nice in that story is you could click on the bold words to help get the definition and explain what it means. I love that about epic books. Table of contents. Did you guys notice table of contents? I did. It was on the first page that we looked over together. At the very top, it even said table of contents. It's a location where you can look and see where things are located in the book. All right, index. Did you see an index as we were reading? I noticed an index on that last page as well, and it's titled index. And here we have where things are located in the story as well. Subtitles. I saw a lot of subtitles in this book, and all of those subtitles were colored. I like that they were colored because it helps to point them out and make them easier for us to see. So that was really nice that they did that for us. The last part is a diagram. I saw 2 diagrams in this book. The first one was a diagram of the human body that explained the parts of a human body, and the second diagram was the one for the experiment. All right, nice job today, guys. Thanks for hanging in there and for making sure that you were finding your nonfiction text features. You all did an excellent job with this activity. Last, before I let you go, I want to explain the activity for today. Your activity is titled Reading 417 Nonfiction Text Features. For this activity, you're going to be dragging and dropping all of these words in the boxes to match them with the appropriate text feature. All right, once you're done, make sure to submit it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I can help you the best that I can. I miss all of you guys and I hope to see you at 11 o'clock for our math lesson. All right, have a great afternoon and happy Friday.